brutal manner in our society. And it's resulting in some of the most vulnerable people suffering levels, I think, we've not experienced, well, as I say, certainly not since the Second World War before that. So what we've said is we'll scrap the WCA, we'll scrap the work capability assessments, we'll introduce a system that supports disabled people and restores the care that they've lost. 1 million people now not receiving the social care that they should have. We'll restore that and we'll make sure people don't just get a social security safety net, but they have a quality of life again, based upon assessment of what they need. All of those issues we can address with a fair taxation system. But also what we need is to start growing the economy again.
Yeah.
And what we've said is, yes, under our fiscal rule that Johnny and I and the Treasury team developed, is yes, we will use our taxation system to pay for day-to-day expenditure. We'll borrow, but we'll only borrow to invest in infrastructure. And that's what we've been talking about in Stoke today. And we've been talking to people, what do you need in your local area? It's the same all over. It's investment in road, in rail, in alternative energy, in the digital infrastructure, so we can modernise our economy. I was up in Pendle, and they were saying we just want to reopen the railway line between Colne and Skipton, and I said we can do it. Andy McDonnell said stop touring around the country reopening railway lines. I had to do it because the comrades there produced a petition I signed 30 years ago. But again, what we're doing is we're using capital expenditure through government departments. But in addition to that, we'll set up a national investment bank. We'll have regional development arms, and you will be the people who will determine the mandate of that bank to where that investment will go, where it's best, because we want, as I say, our manifesto, our policies to be developed from the grassroots upwards. And I say we need the agencies out there to make sure we can deliver. One of the key agencies for delivery, whether it's in housing, whether it's the development of infrastructure, or whether public services, education, social services and care, are local government. We cannot stand by anymore now and see what's happening by these Tories to local councils. Do you know what Andrew will tell you? The latest one they've come up with is we've just had a massive cut for Labour councils yet again, but the latest one they've come up with is they're going to redesign the formula on how resources are going to be distributed. And they're going to take out of that formula deprivation. So what does that mean? You don't take deprivation into account anymore. So what does that mean? Where does the money then go? It goes from Labour local authorities in the poorest areas to Tory shires. And it's a disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful distortion of the local government financial system. And again, what we've said is we'll ensure that as we put our investment in, it will be local councils at the forefront of developing those policies and implementing them at the local level. Well, let me just say this as well. In our economy now, we want to ensure that as we put investment in, we democratise our economy too. So that means, first of all, yes, we reintroduce democracy around the public utilities. What does that mean? It means bringing back into public ownership and control water, energy, rail, Royal Mail. And a lot of the reason for doing that is actually, if you look at the way they've been privatising their operation, how much they rip us off. Water, £18 billion worth has been paid out in shared dividends since privatisation.